Okay, here we go into heat number 3.
Only 4 more heats to go.
Well, there's definitely someone to keep an eye out here, and that is in lane number 7, Denis Tarasov, who's racing with the MP8, the Russian. Won 5 medals in London, the 2012 Olympics, and got gold in the freestyle 50 as well. So definitely someone who is going to be a threat and a danger in this one.
Tarasov is also the current world record holder for his class in the 50 freestyle, so that'll be quite an interesting race to watch in the next program.
That, of course, if he makes it. Well, I think that would be a shock, wouldn't it? Because, as you mentioned, the 31-year-old is pretty solid, and watching him take off there, it's almost flawless as he entered the water and came up just before the red tabs, where, of course, the athletes have to if they dive in. I'll tell you what, though, very, very strong on that far side as well in lane 0, the 22-year-old Bogdan Biktimarov, the S13 athlete. He's very, very close, it has to be said, with Tarasov, who's an S9 athlete as well. So he's really putting down a marker here, the youngster. And like you said, and I think you're absolutely spot on, they're still looking for times to qualify for Paris, for the Olympics, because that's the goal of everyone, isn't it?
Definitely. I think everybody wants to qualify, everybody wants to make it, and this is just one of those chances for them to do this.
Well, Tarasov does come in with 8.42. That's the second quickest that we've seen from the men so far. And you could see while he was going down that straight, he definitely took his foot off the gas, as it were. He slowed down and just cruised in. So plenty more to come from him. The Uzbek at the top, Timarov doing well with 6.81, and it's the Malaysian Rusdianto, the 31-year-old, who's currently sitting there in 3rd place, but there are still 2 athletes that can catch. Ortikov in lane number 5 and Natawat in lane number 6, but it doesn't look as though that's going to happen now. So that looks as though that's going to be the numbers for this race. Maybe just a little bit of a practice for Ortikov in the end, going there with a little bit of backstroke as well, and just trying to mix things up. And I think it's like you said a little bit earlier, Teresa, wasn't it, where you said some athletes use this just as a warm-up, just to get themselves going.
Yeah, I think it's not always 100 meters that somebody's pet event, and we like to swim it out, right? I think shake it off a little bit, and usually if the 100 meters is the first race, that is the warm-up race. So you can see lane number 6 is using breaststroke. It could be his favorite stroke, you know, just something to get the gears going a little bit for the races.
Well, that is the 20-year-old Natawat. So, and again, we are seeing certain athletes doing this, and some of them get a DNF, which is a did not finish. So that's obviously because they have changed the style of what the stroke should be. But as you've quite clearly mentioned, and you're absolutely spot on, sometimes it's just a warm-up.
Number 4.
It was pretty solid though, wasn't it? It was really, really solid from the 2 Uzbeks. Biktimarov, who finished 2nd and came in 2nd with the points tallies. And of course, Tarasov, who will all be keeping a very close eye on him a little bit later on. Confirmation then of those timings as well. And they were very, very good timings, particularly from Denis Tarasov.